welcome back to Young Tripp Reactions. The first video we're going to do is don't become a young traditional wife. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, join the Young Tripp family. If you have any videos that you run across that you want to hear me react to on the channel, post it in my community tab or send it to me through direct message over on Instagram. If you have any videos that you run across that you want to hear me react to on the channel, post it in my community tab or send it to me through direct message over on Instagram. If you have anything personal going on, send that to me through direct message over on Instagram, and we can talk about that over there, and I can look into advocating for you or to bring more awareness to the situation. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification and join the Young Tripp family. Also, come follow me over on Instagram because I post over there as well too. My link to my Instagram will be right below the original video in the pinned comment and right below the original video in the link in the description. Let's get into this.
I was a 19-year-old wife, and now I'm a 34-year-old problem, and mostly the women who were... I was a 19-year-old wife, and now I'm a 34-year-old problem, and mostly the women who are telling you to go be a wife at 19 don't want to grow up. They want to go from their parents' house to their husband's house, and they want their husband to be their daddy. They want their husband to...
Why would they want their husband to be their daddy? This is a thing that I know all about very, very well. I remember when I used to always tell my ex-fiance to, that I always, that I want a traditional wife. And she would basically play it down like, why do you want a traditional wife? You're so young, or why do you want one right now? Or, anything like that. So I'm very familiar with this and know that a lot of young people think that it's wrong to have a traditional wife young or be a young traditional wife or to even be a traditional wife at all. So, yeah, let's continue.
Be the adult. The women don't want to grow up. They want to go from their parents' house to their husband's house, and they want their husband to be their daddy. They want their husband to be the adult, the one who goes and earns the money, the one who deals with all of the hard problems, the one who pays the bills. That's your daddy. And I gotta tell you, as a person who got married the day after they turned 18, I was terrified of adulthood. I didn't know how to be an adult by myself because I had abusive parents who didn't teach me shit. And then I had this man, this boy, in front of me. My age, he was also 18. He was in the military. But he seemed like he knew a hell of a lot more about how life and everything worked. And so, yeah, I felt safe with him. I felt guided by him. I felt protected by him. I felt all of those things with him. I also felt like my only purpose in life was to serve him, which drove me fucking crazy. And no, that's not anything he ever explicitly or overtly enforced in our marriage. But we got married so young, and we're both from the Bible Belt. We had a very narrow framework for what marriage was supposed to be. And yeah, I'm telling you, these girls, they don't want to grow up. Because growing up is scary and hard. And there have been so many times in my life where, as a conventionally attractive woman, you can hedge your bets on a man. You can go be that stay-at-home wife, that stay-at-home girlfriend, that, person who doesn't earn a lot or bring in a lot or have a lot of means. You can do that in a relationship as a woman. And it's incredibly infantilizing.
I'm trying to figure out what the problem is. Why are women so bitter? The only thing that I can think of is because most of them have decided to go their own way. They've decided that they wanted to be independent. They want to be free. And so now they have to go out here and compete with men for resources. And it's made them bitter And now their entire personality and the framework by which they speak is all towards making it seem as though being a mother or a wife is a bad thing, that leaning towards traditional values is a bad thing. I thought that the freedom to do what you want to do and vote how you want to do, how you want to vote, and the freedom that women have fought for wasn't supposed to demonize the people that decided that they still wanted to embrace traditional values. I didn't know that it was an opportunity for you guys to then get mad and pissed because your relationship didn't work out. So now what you see from most of these women is that they're advising and or speaking towards women that are younger and say, hey, listen, I'm not interested in getting into the workforce. I'm not interested in trying to compete for resources. I don't even want to sit here and make decisions for myself when it comes to some of these things in society that I think that traditionally should be reserved for men. I would rather him take care of that, and I want to spend the rest of my life focusing on the household and the children and making sure that he's taken care of. And so she's trying to frame it like, well, that's a problem. And there's other women that are older and bitter, and they're saying that it's a problem. The younger women, some of the younger women are looking at the older women and they're saying, I don't want to live that hard life that you live. And so I'm going to pull back and focus on finding a husband at an earlier age and get married. And maybe it didn't work for you, and who knows? Maybe it will or it won't work for me. But why are you now making it a problem for women that decide that they want to get married younger and avoid being in the streets and living a much nicer life according to what their standards of a relationship is supposed to be, and avoiding the problems and the issues? And instead, you want to push this onto them to be more masculine. I am very confused, and maybe you are, maybe you're not. Let me know inside of the chat.
Absolutely, Anton. I'm just as confused as you on why do you want to try to make other young women or women that's supposed to be taking over for you as in generational time want to be more masculine and be more men-like versus being married, being in a successful relationship, or being in a successful dating relationship long term. Why is that? That's crazy. Let's continue.
I'm confused.
And as a 34-year-old problem,
You want to push this
Advertisement, y'all. One moment.
onto them to be more masculine. I am very confused, and maybe you are, maybe you're not. Let me know inside of the chat. I'm confused.
and as a 34-year-old problem,
Now she's labeling herself a problem. Look at the attitude. Look at the disposition. Look at that. Look at how she's standing. Now she's a 34-year-old problem. Bitter.
I have learned that. I have learned that not having my own money, my own say, my own power, my own brain that is respected within the context of the romantic relationship I'm in.
Her own brain, claiming that she was not respected by her husband. Oh my God. Let's continue.
Learned that not having my own money, my own say, my own power, my own brain that is respected within the context of the romantic relationship I'm in, I'm not happy. Because I'm not happy living my life for someone else, under someone else's ideas, using someone else's money. I'm not interested in that. So,
Are you happy in your current circumstance, though?
I don't know. I mean, every time I see content on here from people who are 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, and they're talking about how great it is to be married. Yeah, that shroud of protection that you feel like your husband provides you, it gets tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter until it chokes you.
This is crazy.
That's insane. I don't know how that, and I don't get it. I'm like Anton. I don't get it. Let's continue.
It's crazy.
You feel like your husband provides you, it gets tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter until it chokes you.
This is crazy. It's crazy. They're not happy because somebody else is happy. They're mad that the other person is not happy or is happy and you're unhappy.
Somewhere around 30.
Our generation is infantilizing adults. I am 19 years old. I got married a week after I turned 18, and I had my baby on my 19th birthday. When I first started making TikTok content, and even now, one of the most common things is I am a child raising a child. Me and my husband are just kids playing house. Another thing that I've been seeing is I've seen people around my age infantilizing themselves. Like, I'm 18 and I can't even cook for my...
What is it when you're just dating somebody and you just pop out a kid from them and then next thing you know they leave you and you're alone by yourself? What is that? If you're talking about somebody playing house when they're actually married or in a successful dating relationship with somebody versus you know that you are dating somebody that you don't have no business dating, who's not going to stick around long term, what is that? If you're calling somebody successfully dating somebody or successfully married to somebody playing house and that person's only 18, 19 years old, most people, I know 19-year-olds right now who have children or have a kid and they're not even with the child's father anymore. And they were just dating at first and never even got married, and then the dude just bounced, left, they got into it, and the whole relationship ended. These people are married. They are married. This lady is married, and all of a sudden you're talking about her and her husband playing house. We have just glorified having fun with people and popping out children with them, and then the relationship is over and growing up our kids where they're going to dad's house on the weekends and living with mom. This is absolutely insane. Let's continue.
Myself. People around my age infantilizing themselves. Like, I'm 18 and I can't even cook for myself. That's not good. I'm 18 and I'm not an adult yet, or I'm 18, I don't know how to do this, or this and this and this, and I'm just gonna say it, you should know how to do that. People try and use this. Sounds like they don't want to have the same responsibility as an adult. The age of adulthood starts at 18 for a reason. You aren't going from, okay, you're 17 and on your birthday, boom, you're exactly an adult. Throughout your whole teenage life, you should be learning life skills and be competent by the time you are 18. You should know how to cook. You should know how to clean. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I know everything. Some people say you're not an adult until you're 25. What? How are you saying that? There's been a few people that have made YouTube videos about me and saying that I wasn't responsible enough to be a mom or wife.
This is crazy, yo. She's not responsible to be a mother or a wife, but most people have kids with people they don't have no business having kids with at 18 and 19 years old, just dating them, just kicking it with multiple different people, or kicking it with the same person who beats on them every day and gave them a child. This woman is married, dating successfully, whatever which one you want to use. She's actually married though. But it's crazy. Her situation is crazy. But it's not crazy just to be dating somebody, getting pregnant by them, popping out their kid, and in a couple weeks to a couple months, they leave. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. This is crazy, yo. Let's continue.
Or that I shouldn't be having. What? How are you saying that? There's been a few people that have made YouTube videos about me and saying that I wasn't responsible enough to be a mom or wife, or that I shouldn't be having any of this. It has set lower expectations on young adults, and I think that's a problem. People are now afraid to handle finances, make phone calls, scheduling appointments. You always see these women be like taking my mom to the hospital and having her answer the questions for me. I know some people have social anxiety, but to set that as a standard for young adults is ridiculous. People saying I'm just a kid or I'm just a girl, I think is also problematic. This generation is fleeing accountability.
She just a kid, she just a girl, but she's obviously making better decisions than you. Because I guarantee you the dudes that you kicking it with are not dudes that are worth marrying, worth being with long term. The dudes that you should be dating and marrying, you're probably friend zoning, unlike her. This is crazy, yo. But y'all in her comments under her TikToks, making fun of her and talking about her dating and marrying successfully. When you probably taking care of one or two kids and your baby daddy then left you already. Bro, this is crazy. And you're not in a dating successfully or marriage relationship. You are just bitter and sad and alone and by yourself, or still dating the same type of dudes and not changing everything up and still rejecting and friend zoning dudes you should be dating. Crazy. Let's continue. And this does continue all the way into people's 40s sometimes too, and longer. Sometimes some people just never learn how to date successfully because you want to friend zone people because they're not as tall as you want, or they're not making the type of money you want, or any of that. So because he's not making $6K a month, he's not 6 foot tall, he's not driving around with Bentleys and you driving a Bentley and this white picket fence lifestyle. He ain't six foot tall, living like a Lifetime movie. Women better get out of that mindset about living like a Lifetime movie, because real life is not a Lifetime movie. What you watch on Lifetime is not real life. And I watch a lot of Lifetime movies. And the Lifetime movies is set up the way people think that their life should be. You know, the man being 6 feet tall, the woman being, 5'4" and 5'3" or something so crazy short, and the dude is like bearing tall over her and she's super short, and he's good looking and light skinned, dark skinned if you're talking about African American, or this tall Caucasian guy, and she's this pretty light skin or brown skin African American woman, or this beautiful blonde Caucasian woman with blue eyes, and people say that's exactly what I want for myself and nothing less. It's absolutely crazy. And in real life, that's not really how it is, and that's not how success is really built. Somebody who really loves you and likes you and cares about you and really want to rock with you is who you should be rocking with. Finding somebody who fits most of your standards that are not ridiculous is the best option. I don't get it, man. This is crazy. And this woman knows how to do it, and people are mad. Crazy, yo. Let's continue.
Society often tells anxiety, but to set that as a standard for young adults is ridiculous. People saying I'm just a kid or I'm just a girl, I think is also problematic. This generation is fleeing accountability. Society often tells 18 to 25-year-olds who can vote, join the military, sign contracts, take on debt, live on their own, get married, list goes on, that they aren't mature enough to do these things or to make decisions by themselves. And they are spoken about when discussing accountability, relationships, or decision-making. Because you say that at 25, that's when your frontal lobe develops, which, first of all, isn't even true. Just making it easier to not take accountability. It does not mean...
Well, I don't think they're saying that that's when it's developed. That's when it's fully developed. And it just depends on the person, to really be honest, because most... people who are 18, 19 years old don't know how to date effectively. They are friend zoning people that they should be dating. Not necessarily her, obviously. But most people are friend zoning the dudes they should be dating. I know 40-year-old people who do that, right? So that just depends on a person. So most people's brains actually do not develop until they're about 25 years old. There is some truth to that. But some people can mature faster because, again, like I was trying to say, most people don't know how to date effectively, as in women, when they're 18, 19, 20, 25, even 30. Sometimes even I know people, like I said, even in their 40s that still don't know how to date. And some people never learn how to date properly and too busy still friend zoning people that they should be dating for the rest of their life and never figure it out. So, I mean, that's just the way it is. Some people never figure it out. But I know a lot of people who that friend zone people because they don't look exactly the way they look or the way they want them to look, or because they have a disability, or because they just don't have the money that they want, or just whatever. A woman will friend zone you over just whatever she wants. A man usually does not do that, but a woman will do that. She will just friend zone you over whatever she wants. So that's where we get into the thing about the whole brain development as well too, along with other things. But yeah, let's continue.
That you are valid from say that at 25, that's when your frontal lobe develops, which first of all isn't even true. Just making it easier to not take accountability. It does not mean that you are valid for making stupid decisions at a younger age. You should be able to make an educated decision.
So she looks well put together. She looks happy. Apparently, there's a lot of women that are coming out against her. So women power go out the window depending on who's talking. So apparently, there's a lot of women that's coming out against her that's saying that, you know, she don't like it. They can't wait till she get older. So they're wishing on her downfall because she's in a very fruitful relationship, obviously, and she's in a good space. And so that becomes triggering to women that wasn't able to achieve the thing that she is achieving at this moment.
And again, that's because you're choosing people that you don't have no business choosing. That's why she's successful and you're not. She's not friend zoning somebody because they don't have this picture perfect Lifetime movie life. She probably wouldn't mind dating somebody that may be different than her. She may not mind dating somebody that has a disability. She may not mind dating somebody who's not making $6,000 a month today. She may not mind dating somebody who's not riding around in a Bentley and living in a big old white picket fence house type life right now. So that's what makes her different. Her and her husband built everything together. Most women want to walk into a relationship where the man has everything built and then they just sitting there on their with their rose gold shoes on the rose gold couch, and everything is all picture perfect. You know, the house is already made, everything's good. Maybe they got maids and all this stuff and nannies to take care of the future kids and everything just lined all up. And that's not real life. And what her and her husband has built is a real life. It is not based off of a Lifetime movie. Let's continue.
Very pretty. She's in a very fruitful relationship, obviously, and she's in a good space. And so that becomes triggering to women that wasn't able to achieve the thing that she is achieving at this moment. Very pretty, obviously just had a child, not going to work every day, well moisturized, looks presentable. And so that becomes a problem for other women that don't like to see them happy, bro. They don't like it.
Saying move out right when you turn 18, get married, have a baby. Not everybody wants that, and that's fine. But at the same time, the standard needs to be higher, and you should
want that, but most people don't, because I would rather reject the guy that I should be dating now and make him wait 10, 15 years after I go kick it with who I want to kick it with and think I can change them to want me and to be in a relationship with me, and I can just give up my my goodie basket, and he'll hopefully that'll make him love me and change and be the guy that I want him to be, versus me just going to the guy who will want me for me right now, and I don't have to try to entice him with my goodie basket. Let's continue. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification and join the Young Tripp family. Let's continue.
Knowing these things, you
like it.
saying move out right when you turn 18, get married, have a baby. Not everybody wants that, and that's fine. But at the same time, the standard needs to be higher, and you should be knowing these things. You should be trying to learn more to be a competent adult by the age of 18.
Where are they hiding the 47-year-old trad wives? That's what I want to know. That's what I think about every time I see one of these videos from like a 19 or 20-year-old talking about having no job and no degree, and she loves it and it's amazing. Where are the trad wives that are my age, that are 47, that are 50? Why are they not out there espousing how amazing this lifestyle is? I think we know. I think other women my age probably know, because we have been on this earth long enough to see what happens when you tie yourself for life to an ultra-conservative, ultra-misogynist movement. It does not end well. You end up destitute and divorced because you had no financial security, you had no job history, or you end up with a life that is not particularly appealing to young women on Instagram and TikTok and Pinterest. And I realize that sounds mean, and maybe it is mean, but I'm just trying to be realistic here. Like, there is a reason that conservatives are asking 19 and 20-year-olds to recruit other young women. They know if they put a video out with like the average middle-aged trad wife and showed what her life looks like day to day, what she gave up her rights for, what she gave up her freedom for. I do not think that most
Gave up her rights for. Are you not in the United States of America? Gay. Oh, I gotta roll that back. That's crazy. Gave up your rights for. This is crazy.
young women in this middle-aged trad wife and showed what her life looks like day to day, what she gave up her rights for, what she gave up her freedom for. I do not think that most young women
in her freedom gave up her rights in her freedom. Are you not in the United States of America? Let's continue. This is crazy, yo.
in this country would be so weak. Middle-aged trad wife and showed what her life looks like day to day, what she gave up her rights for, what she gave up her freedom for. I do not think that most young women in this country would be so eager to sign up.
Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off of life. I love you. I appreciate you. Interesting conversation.
Now be careful with Hardee's new hot honey. You'll get lost in that made-from-scratch hot honey chicken biscuit. Right now, get the hot honey chicken biscuit or any chicken.
Absolutely insane. So now women, young women who choose to date and get married at 18, 19 years old, 20 years old, they're giving up their rights. What is it when, you know, 18, 19, 20-year-old has a child with their boyfriend that ends up leaving them in 3 to 6 months after the child is born? What is that? Man, we glorify the wrong things. We glorify the wrong things. If you date the person and marry the person that you should be dating or marrying, you don't have to live alone. You don't have to live by yourself. You have a growing relationship with the person that you have children with because you picked good at the beginning. And if you marry young, 18, 19, 20, 25, years old, to the right person, you can have a growing, fruitful relationship. And statistics even say that people who, who are married or in a dating successful relationship with the person that they had children with and all that, makes it where it's better outcomes for their children, less situations for them to possibly go to jail, just all types of different things to be successful, possibly to own their own business, or get a good job within a business. There's a lot of different things regarding if you date successfully, and either date or marry successfully. Obviously, you got to date successfully to also marry successfully. But for some people, marriage is now a scary thing to do now. So even for people who just want to stay dating, to even date successfully, you got to pick right, and not be trying to pick based off of like this picture perfect Lifetime movie thing, 6 feet tall, $6K a month, white picket fence, big old house type Lifetime movie type style. You need to be able to date and pick right successfully. And for the last woman, for her to say that 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 you gave up your rights, your freedom, and all that. What are you doing when you're dating somebody who doesn't work out and they leave? They leave you because that was their goal all along, was just to get with you, get what they want, knock you up, and leave. What is that? I tell you, these bitter women, like Anton said, are something else. Let me know what y'all think. I'll have the original video pinned at the top of the chat and in the link in the description. I also have my Instagram at the top of the chat as well too, along with the original video, and in the link in the description at the top of the chat as well too. At the top of the link in the description. So the original video is at the top of the chat and at the top of the link in the description, and right below it is my Instagram link, right below it in the pinned comment, and right below it in the description. Also, if you have any videos that you run across that you want to hear me react to on the channel, post it in my community tab or send it to me through direct message over on Instagram. If you have anything personal going on that you want me to help help be an advocate for on some type of big situation you got going on, police brutality and injustice, or just anything similar to anything you've seen on my channel, or anything that you think that I would want to help you, help you fight for, send that to me through direct message over on Instagram. If you have any videos that you want to hear me react to on the channel, you can post that in the community tab or send it to me through direct message over on Instagram. Also, come follow me over on Instagram because I post over there as well too. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification and join the Young Tripp family. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. These women are something else. Peace.